what's crazy too is like, are we gonna forget? Like I forgot. Are you gonna forget that he's actually a bad guy? He's a villain. Or are you gonna forget that with the show and like I said, root for him, which would be good. And then at the end, he does something where you're like, wait a minute, he probably shouldn't have done that, but why do I like it? Star Wars, they haven't been too much of a disappointment. They've been doing pretty good with their shows. Movie-wise, we moved on. We moved on from the last trilogy, which I liked. Some people hate it. That's all right. We don't talk about that. Let's go into what they've been doing lately. They've been treating us right, man. They've been putting out Mandalorian, Bad Batch, which I didn't watch that much, but people seem they really enjoyed it. They put out that great Visions. Woo! Woo! It's live and in color. Woo! Visions was great, and now we have Boba Fett dropping. So, Richard, man, who was your first thoughts on Boba? Man, what you got?
I'm a little mixed. I'm not saying it's bad. I just wanted to see more. One thing that I told you guys that what I really wanted to do is see or get an explanation how we survived the Sarlacc being swallowed. And that was a great scene on how they did that. How they showed like an old stormtrooper that was in there being ingested, and he had to take his oxygen and survive. I just thought it'd be more in a dramatic fashion. I was hoping.
Yeah.
So all you did see was just his arm cutting through or punching through something.
Sand.
No, not this. I mean, no. While he's inside.
That wall. Yeah.
Some wall, some slimy wall, and then his flamethrower goes off, and then it cuts to him coming out of the sand like a zombie.
Yeah.
Zombie. Other than that, I just want to see more, I guess. So I'm not saying it's bad. I just wanted to see more.
I just want to say that opening sequence was literally stolen from Patton Oswalt.
Oh, on Parks and Recreation. Yep. Yes.
His little thing.
When he did the, what's it called? Filibuster, yes.
He literally said the exact thing. Like, you see over, Tatooine, and then, what's that? His hand comes through.
Yeah.
I will agree with Richard that it was very underwhelming. But as the first episode to get somebody like hooked, well, I guess as a Star Wars show, do you really need to hook people? I mean, people are already know
who this guy is. Yeah, you're already invested into this all these years.
I think it's like one of those things like, do they really need to start off with a bang? No, not really. I guess for new people, but the majority of the people that are watching the show are not.
They're new fans.
Yeah, they're the ones that have been waiting for like a Boba Fett show or movie.
Yeah,
the original trilogy, where everybody fell in love with Boba Fett, even though he had like 4 lines in each of the movies.
It's crazy.
It's a screen time.
Isn't it crazy? Like he became such a cult classic or a cult favorite for a minimal role, especially in like Return of the Jedi. He was in the movie for like 5 minutes and then he got swallowed.
Yeah, I can't even think of another character like that has like so minimal like screen time, and then in the future people just really love them and they got like their own spin-off or branch off. You think it's of another branch or another franchise? Who?
Quran, my boy.
Quran from Eternals. But even him, he had more screen time than Boba Fett did originally. So it's like,
and I'm grateful for it.
Yeah, I think he had. That movie was so long. I think he had more screen time than Boba Fett in both Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, all the Mandalorians, and Book of Boba.
Right. So it's like, I don't know if there's any character I can think of like that. That's pretty interesting. Yeah. I
really hope in this show they make Boba, because he's basically gonna be like a crime boss. Mm-hmm. They don't make him a good guy. I want him to be a crime boss.
Yeah.
I want him to be the bad guy.
He's gonna be the guy. He's gonna be the bad guy you root for.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was a mercenary. He was originally there to find and kill Luke Skywalker.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't do anything in those original trilogies to make himself look like a good guy. He just lost. And in The Mandalorian, he was doing everything to get his armor back. He didn't care anything else. He just wanted his stuff back. I really hope people stop idolizing him the wrong way, because I really hope that the show shows you who he really is. Yes, he's going to rule with respect, but he's still a villain.
Mm-hmm.
Which means there's going to be some brutality, like when he blew up one of the guys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Without hesitation. He saw that guy, pointed, shot, blew him up.
Yeah. And that was what's crazy too, was like, are we going to forget, like I forgot, are you going to forget that he's actually a bad guy? He's a villain. Or are you going to forget that with the show? And like I said, root for him, which would be good. And then at the end, he does something where you're like, wait a minute, he probably shouldn't have done that, but why do I like it? You know, and it's like, oh wait, I forgot, he's a villain. Yeah.
Well, you know, I mean, look at what they did with Mandalorian. I mean, the whole thing, you know, Boba Fett, Mandalorian, they're bounty hunters. Whether for good or for bad, they just care about getting their money.
Mm-hmm.
But now there's an extra level with Boba, because now he's taken over the seat from
Jabba.
Well, I mean, after Jabba died, there was I forgot his name already. The guy with the big schlong around his neck.
I forgot the name.
I forgot his name right now.
Someone took over after Jabba, yeah.
But then he got dethroned or killed or something like that, which they don't show anything yet about that. So now Mike, you're right. He's gonna be the new crime boss of the planet. Or he's gonna try to be the new crime boss of the planet.
It's not good things that he's doing. Like, that's the one thing that I think people are just not realizing, that he's taken over a crime syndicate that's been doing dirt in the universe for a very long time. Like, Darth Vader and the Empire could have easily, killed Jabba, but they left him to do his stuff, because why waste your time with that?
Well,
right?
Yeah, because it's Tatooine. Tatooine's like the ghetto,
Yeah, but he's got his breaches, outside of Tatooine, but still, it's like he's taking over to be a villain. Like,
yeah.
He's not doing it with this underlying thing of helping the galaxy or helping Tatooine. No, he's doing it to be a crime boss. He went and he told that lady at that establishment, your business is going to keep going under my watchful eye. And what is she? It was a casino and a whorehouse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's involved in these shady things, man.
And it's not like he went there like, you have to clean up. No, he was like, you need to pay me for me to protect you.
You know what? Two things. First thing is, could you classify Boba as like an anti-hero?
No, absolutely not. What did he do that was a hero?
He hasn't done anything. Yeah,
he hasn't done
he hasn't done anything to classify himself as a hero or anti-hero.
He helped Mandalorian, the Mando.
That's what I was going to say, yeah.
Because he wanted his stuff back. He didn't do it because
it was the right thing.
That's the thing, though. That's what anti-heroes do. They do stuff to get their end, or to get something they want at the end.
That's not true. Because Mando could have turned him in like he needed to. Turned in Grogu or whatever his name. He should have turned him in back then. Because that was his mission. But he didn't. He did it because in his, he's a good person. Like, he wanted to do good. He felt that this was wrong to turning over this child. He thought it was a child, but it's not really a child. It's 50 years old or whatever. But he did it because he thought was the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Boba, on the other hand, is doing things for himself, selfishly, as villains do. So I don't understand why.
And it's shady things too. It's not like stuff. It's like, okay, it helps save the galaxy or do something at the end. No, it's like he's involved in his crime stuff because it gets something for him in the end. And yeah, you're right. Yeah, like I said, that whorehouse, that casino, and gambling,
and
some other things.
Credits.
Again.
I mean,
credits talk.
Yeah, and he's sitting there bringing these people in to pay tribute, to pay him off, to protect them. Yeah,
that's good. Yeah, and that second thing is, will this show turn him into that? Do you think at the end where he would like start like, you don't want that?
I don't want that.
Because I kind of see like Finnick is already like questioning his like decision making and things he's doing. Like, he's too lenient. he's doing things, you know, like where she's like, let's be more brutal, be more harsh. He's like, no. And I can kind of see, I don't know. I can kind of see where at the end she's kind of like, I don't like the way you're doing things. And you're kind of going to this other direction where you're kind of becoming a good guy, or you're going to make us lose our empire because you're too nice. And she wants him to be like more of a villain, and he's being less of a villain than what she thinks he probably should be. I don't know. Like, we'll see, I guess, what the show goes, but yeah.
Yes, he's being lenient, but he's gonna rule in a different fashion. Because if he was lenient, he wouldn't have murdered that guy.
Yeah.
Like, he will take stuff to a point. He will still murder somebody in cold blood.
He will not hesitate to blow him up.
He will not
That's for
hesitate.
sure.
He's doing some bad stuff. That's interesting. I didn't think about that.
Making you feel conflicted.
Yeah, which is good. That makes something good for a show. Yeah.
And I know that some people might say, well, I mean, Darth Vader is a good person, somebody that, you know, but Darth Vader, yes, but he was still a good person.
Yeah, at first, yeah.
At first and at the end.
Yeah, that's right. He gave his life for his son, yeah.
But he was a raging murderer in between.
but like, he
hashtag, no, good.
He was actually, you know, a good person. He started off a good person and he ended up a good person. He had his redemption. His whole, like, going from good to bad to back to good. Boba is just a bad guy.
Yeah. A beloved bad guy. Yeah.